And Enes Kanter FREEDOM joins me now. I love the story of that video that we were just looking at. That was your second visit with Pope Francis. He asked you to stand up because he wanted to see how tall you are. Tell me about what.
Every time I see him, he definitely did put a smile on my face. So that was my second visit, visiting him, And he actually, translator said, I am one of the tallest person that ever visited him. I was like, I'm very honored. So he actually told me to stand up because he wanted to see how tall I am. And after I stand up, he asked me, are you 2 meters? I was like, I'm way over 2 meters. But I mean, he was an athlete as well. So he really cared about athletes, really cared about sports.
Well, it's interesting. He was a soccer player in his younger days, a ardent, fervent soccer fan, a card-carrying member of his favorite soccer team, and he believed in sports as a metaphor for life, that it teaches people discipline, good sportsmanship, teamwork, and he made that part of what he preached to young people all over the world.
Sports bring people together. It doesn't matter your background, your religion, your color, whoever you are, And actually, he was one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to organize this basketball camp in Vatican, and I wanted to invite, kids from everywhere. We brought Muslim kids, Christian kids, Jewish kids, and we had an amazing time. I see all the kids were, they were first hesitant, and then after that we put them in the same team, and they were just becoming best friends. And the Pope Francis was the one that inspired me. So his message was definitely unity, and he was a hope for the world. That was his message.
So in that case, sports could cross lines that can be painfully deep in the rest of their lives, and they were able to just see each other as basketball players and teammates, and not as Jewish, Muslim, or Christian.
Exactly.
So you're Muslim. Tell me how you forged this relationship with Pope Francis, who's the leader of the Catholic Church.
I grew up, obviously, follow him on social media, and his message was really touched my heart. Because his message was hope, peace, unity, and bringing people together. And after I came to America, that was one of my biggest dreams, actually.
To meet the Pope?
To meet the Pope. Yep.
Wow.
So I got in touch with the Cardinal of New York, and he got me the best seat available on the audience. And then I went to his speech, and I was very touched. And after that, we had a conversation about the human rights violations in Turkey and stuff. But at the end of our meeting, he said, you pray for me, and I pray for you. And
you pray for me, and I'll pray for you.
I was like, who am I? Who am I to just pray for you? But I think his humbleness was like the one thing that really inspired me. I mean, now he obviously was the Pope, but he was just so humble, so down to earth, so kind. So that's why I was like, you know what? I wanted to just go and meet him, shake his hand, and just be in his presence.
That's not an easy thing to do, as you know. I mean, yes, you're a professional basketball player. You played for the NBA, but
actually, many of my teammates texted me after. I was like, aren't you Muslim? Why did you go there? I was like, well, his message is unity. I was like, you guys should go as soon as possible, because I know that he will be touching your heart to you guys too.
What was your reaction when you heard the news he died this morning?
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I woke up and started to pray him, and that's what he wanted me to do for him. I started to pray him with my own language. But I mean, I think he was a symbol of hope. He was a symbol of peace. And I don't care what anyone says. He meant a lot to, I'm sure, millions of Muslims out there too. So he deeply touched my heart. So that's why I wanted to just get up from my bed and just pray for him.
Yeah, we said at the beginning of the show, he was the leader of 1.4 billion Catholics around the world, but there are many non-Catholics, people like yourself, who you were one of the fortunate, very rare few who had a personal relationship with him, and then established this basketball camp with him, and for kids of all religions. But a lot of people are mourning Pope Francis tonight. Enes, great to have you on set.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.